as low as 3/4 13 Ngwe per block and save for your dream house. Visit our offices off Great East Road behind Toto Filling Station, Bujimfumu. Or better yet, call our sales and marketing team on 0976 898 202 or send us an email on leo1musukwa@gmail.com. With Timange Zambia, building is winning, helping you build your dream home.
This is CBC News Tonight. We continue with our stories. Now, Global United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees says that sexual harassment in refugee camps is real. And the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, Filippo Grandi, says that countries going through internal conflicts face a lot of challenges, including sexual harassment. The Commissioner Grandi was speaking at the Kenneth Kaunda International Airport upon arrival in Zambia on Wednesday. Emmanuel Mlakoshapi was at the Kenneth Kaunda International Airport and brought in this report.
Sexual harassment is a serious and chargeable offense. To some countries, even married women can sue their spouses once forced to have sex when they do not want. In compounds, many girls are abused by men and in most cases do not report to victim support units such cases. In Zambia, for example, many non-government organizations advocate for people, especially women and girls, harassed by men in any way, guided or not guided by parents and guardians. Girls and women, especially in shanty compounds and suburbs, are abused and given an amount of less than $1. The situation is unpredictable during conflicts in the countries where internal conflicts are prevalent and the governments fail to take charge in opposition strongholds. On Wednesday, the Global United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, Filippo Grandi, told CBC News at Lusaka's Kenneth Kaunda International Airport that sexual harassment in refugee camps are not only in Africa but across the globe, and it is real.
These reports are taken very seriously by my organization and by the United Nations as a whole, especially the humanitarian organizations. And this is why whenever there is such a report, we investigate, we ensure that the victims' interests are foremost in our response. We ensure that witnesses that may have information about the case are protected and that the victims are allowed to speak out and report to us or to whoever is appropriate about their situation. It's a very important issue because, of course, unfortunately, these things happen, may happen.
It is for this reason that something should be done and be a lasting solution to ward off these menace. Reporting for CBC News, Emmanuel Mulakwashapi at the International Airport in Lusaka.
Now, the Minister of Guidance and Religious Affairs, Reverend Godfrida Sumaili, has urged Zambians to take part in the National Day of Prayer, which falls on Friday, 18th October 2019. Reverend Sumaili says the National Day of Prayer is a day of grace on which Zambians should actually come together and pray for the challenges the country is going through.
Family issues. We also have national issues. And I would say that this is a day of grace. This is a day that we expect and we are praying. There's a lot of prayer that is going on so that God can come down and touch us. There are a lot of issues that we are going through as a nation, and surely we need God's hand as we look at the situation of the drought that we have.
Reverend Sumaili says that the National Day of Prayer and Fasting should not be politicized. Therefore, Zambians should put politics aside and come together and pray.
Not a day which should be politicized. Let's take out politics from this day. It's a day that we are just coming as children of God, as people of Zambia, to come and fellowship together. So therefore, in terms of dressing, we do not expect people to wear their political regalia. It should not be there. We do not expect on this day for people to start raising their political symbols. It should not be there. This is a day that we have come together as people of Zambia to worship God.
Now, following the declaration of the National Day of Prayer and Fasting by the Republican President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, some residents in Lusaka have expressed concern over the increased violence in the country. The residents told CBC News on Wednesday that they will not be able to attend the prayer day as they believe that nothing has changed ever since the day was launched. Blessed Chihuahua has more.
His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zambia, President Edgar Lungu, declared 18th October as a public holiday in observation of the national prayer and fasting. The declaration is a sign of the country's reference to God and the acknowledgement of his sovereignty. With the National Day of Prayer and Fasting almost a week from 18th October, some residents have already expressed concerns over the political violence, leading them not to attend the National Prayer Day. They say they don't see a reason why they should attend the prayers because nothing has changed since the declaration of this day.
So ni date jabe 18 but
and other residents spoken to says the national prayer and fasting is one of the opportunities that all civil societies, NGOs, including political parties, come together in fighting prayers and not blame one another.
This is one of opportunity the opposition parties, political parties, civil societies and NGO to come together to fight in prayers and not to blame people.
The importance of prayer and fasting is that, if you go in the Bible, you find where it is written that my people are called by my name. They humble themselves and pray. I shall win their land. Look at what you are passing through. Look at the situation. Look at the many brothers. And as I personally, I'm ready to attend prayer and fasting because I want these political violence to come to an end. It's only we need God's intervention for them to come to an end. It's only through God's intervention that's when we can stop this political violence.
The importance is that on my personal life, it has really changed me. My spiritual life, even my well-being. And I would encourage anyone and everyone up there to take part in this cause. It's not just a generational cause, but it's a generation after generation. It shall change our nation and everything for good.
As long as I wish so muntu losafira sangwa because ngwasangwa kwa shifu ndifira panda shinshiko bishikara panda
ati bangapezeke kwa pina kapangu irozi kapatichi na plaingalira kuti ngapezeke kutapembera pamozi fukwa ise muno mzambia muno tinamtendere ikulu ni mulungu amene atisunga kulibe mulungu na ise nshikulipa.
This year's prayer and fasting will be held at Lusaka's showground, with the Republican president gracing the prayer activities, while the Vice President Inonge Msukwawina will officiate and attend prayers in Ndola on the Copperbelt province. For CBC News, I'm Blessed Chihuahua in Lusaka.
Now, traders from different places of Lusaka gathered for a stakeholders meeting at the Nakatende Hall on Tuesday, 15th October 2019. The Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Local Government addressed the traders. Joy Chimbali has more in this report.
Trading is a well-known factor of buying and selling of goods, and most people involve themselves in doing business for a sustainable living after earning a profit. Street vending is against the laws of Zambia, and it is for this reason that Permanent Secretary for Ministry of Local Government, Bishop Edward Chomba, warned all traders who sell goods outside the market premises to stop. Bishop Chomba said this on Tuesday, 15th October 2019, during a stakeholders meeting which was held at Nakatindi Hall in Lusaka.
Anybody we will find selling on the street in Chilenje, when the market is provided for, I will be the one to instruct the police to say, get their things and let's go. So that they can come forward. We can't allow this. We have got a problem in town. We can't have a problem in Bauleni. We can't have a problem in Charleston. We can't have problems everywhere. Anybody who wants to come and buy in Chilenje Sisters a market, they should go in the market.
And his worship, Lusaka Mayor Maus Sampa, was represented by Independence Ward Councillor George Daka, who said the solid waste management is not just the work of the council alone.
Also, we are struggling because it's very difficult to get money from people. The way the PS has put it, I know sometimes something to do with the mindset of our people, us as Zambians maybe, because we think that managing waste is only, that's the work of council, which is very true, but council needs resources to get those the same waste. That's why, we are going to introduce a fee which we need to agree here. So council is making sure that we are going to clean the streets, we are going to manage the streets with the money.
After the meeting, one of the traders expressed her views. Another meeting is expected to be held on Thursday, 14th November 2019, just to analyze if everything said in this meeting has been done during a one-month period. For CBC News, I'm Joy Chimbali in Lusaka.
Now, the Zambia Direct Democracy Movement, ZDDM, has condemned the culture of political violence and that the country is experiencing. Speaking to CBC News in Lusaka, Mr. Sakala says that it is sad that politics has degenerated into violence where cadres are using machetes or other weapons known as pangas and guns. And he has advised political party leaders to find a lasting solution to the escalating political violence.
But Zambia Direct Democracy Movement is very concerned that our politics have degenerated to a point where Zambians can acquire pangas and guns to shoot their fellow Zambians. We believe that this is most unfortunate, and we never imagined that Zambia would deteriorate to such a point, because we are all Zambians, and as political parties, we are supposed to be concerned about the welfare of the people. And it's unfortunate that for the sake of wanting to go into State House, we can resort to such violence. And our appeal to all political parties is to put the nation first. Zambia is such a rich country, and there's no justification for the widespread poverty in the country.
Meanwhile, Mr. Sakala has since appealed to the people or the public to attend the Day of a Nation of Prayer and Fasting on October 18th, 2019.
There was a time when you could not get even bathing soap in the shops, sugar, mealie meal, even a box of matches or even a candle was impossible to get. That was a crisis, but we overcame. And even this time, this crisis which we are facing, we can easily overcome But the secret to everything is unity. We must have a unity of purpose. All the political players, we must have national interests at heart. Let's work together, and definitely we shall overcome these difficulties. Taking up pangas to be hacking each other won't help us in any way.
This is CBC News Tonight. We now go to Western Province, where Ituku Primary School, which was opened in 1939, still lacks permanent structures. And one of the PTA parent members, or Parent Teachers Association members, who spoke to CBC News in Limulunga District, say that the school started in 1939 and was upgraded to grade 9, but still lacks housing facilities for teachers and pupils and boarding facilities. Our staffer, Kelvin Kavila, sent us this report.
Education is the key to development, but this is not the case with pupils of Ituku, as the school still not having good structures for both teachers and pupils at the boarding school. Mr. Sani Akalema said since the school started in 1939, the school have only 3 permanent houses.
Kuzele mani maluti wati yoto tsawana balumna kono chwale akuna miyawo andi mubaizi mandu sinamubona mandu anga namwendikya mala lufera pali teka kafera ona kimandu akumate anacho mumabonera kola kuli tatabo lunafe akumukula kumwelela kuna muso watu sanga kuna chwale na haketu nakapa rada zobya access tuna mani tuso akopwana Join ukupalo kuli mwendi mwa muso oichero chero chonge maeni jojo batu satusanga batu mwendi wako kumana wote ni tuso.
Priska Mkoseko, one of the pupils at Ituku school, complains of lack of boarding facilities at the school. Ms. Mkoseko is requesting to all well-wishers as to come to their aid at the houses they live in. It rains during the rain season. And the school computer rooms.
Apokali kolokoluzwa ifera fa grade 1 kutafa grade 7 chekwa nkoluti kuna ni grade 8 ni 9 sinamuboni piralo na nikiambia luna yale nyo mundi muiboni ndio na yale sinamboni kumatavula ainela pula kwanelwa enyape mubufuku manjipula inelule mubwadiba okelanga mwandu kuna kuya loba lyandi amikumula sinana twene lukupatu zo kuna kuya la kutenindu kuna lulobezo kuteku ya nalo bana basikolo lobezi mwandu apesa simu basikolo kutoka marabu aluna computer labu science labu aluna alituti nambira bona zibabona ba mu science labu mbira ngafezanga computer labu na anafanya kama kutusa computer mwendani zivi.
Another pupil, Muyondali Shoma, said the parents have built boarding houses for them, but it is too small and during rain they get soaked.
Kuzakoni na kutofita kwanu kimsipilo mtele chwani bila kataba yandu ya boarding bashemba lwa izimando wa boarding kono chwali chimando ya mainyani lwa sinane lwa miape kana kwa kula matabula mando adiba ukanga kona kuli bila yone nfitsa ko kutalima pataba ya mando aluna alulo bali hande alulukulu hande alututi hande.
For the children to yield good result, people should learn in a good environment. Musiabo Kabira reporting for CBC News in Limulunga District.
And now in sports news, the Zambia under-17 national men's football team is through to the semi-finals to be played on Friday. That's after beating the hosts Malawi 3-2 in the ongoing under-17 men's 2019 COSAFA Championship Cup. And speaking after the post-match interview, the Zambia under-17 national men's team coach Oswald Matapa says that he is happy with the performance of the team. Zambia is now with 9 points on top of Group A match.
Great results for us. We made 6 changes. It's not easy for a team to make 6 changes and go on to win. I'm happy we had to give each and every boy a few of the tournament. Playing the host country, of course, we told them it would be tough, but I'm happy we came through with the maximum 3 points, and the boys really played their lungs out. Not that they were second in terms of choice, but we're happy that they did well.
Meanwhile, the Malawian under-17 national team coach de Klerk Lomoti Msakakuona says that he has learned many things during the game against Zambia. Mr. Msakakuona notes that the team will do well in the next auditions.
Tournament at this early stage, but what was this football, whereby if you don't take chances, you keep doing the game, and you are opponents take more chances than your team, you lose the game, and so you're out. So you're out. But the overall performance of this game, I think it was good. The boys play for everything to the game. But I think for it was very good. You play well, you lose a game. You play bad, you win a game. You play good, you win a game. You play bad, you lose a game. So one of the things that helped Malawi were blessed. I think one of those have been led. I know in the next coming editions we'll do at least the five preparations for the tournament.
Well, that's all we had for you on CBC News tonight. But congratulations to the young Chipolopolo boys for actually winning the third game so far. And we wish them all the best. That's all we had from you and from the rest of the news crew, production team. And I am Jimmy Kanasha. Coming up next is Africa Review.
Are you looking to build your dream home with ease? Build now and pay later. Did you know that building with Timange Zambia is easy? With Timange Zambia, you can get 3,000 blocks for only 947 kwacha 15 ngwe instantly. You heard right. Sign up for the Timange Zambia Block and Cement Loan Scheme and get closer to having your dream home. With a payment plan of up to 12 months, this is a sure way to get started. Requirements: 1. Current bank statement for accounting use. 2. Payslips for the last 3 months. 3. Your identification. 4. Letter from employer. And 5. DSCCA standing order form. In case you are a person who wants to save for your dream house, open a block account with us for as long